It's Mike D, author of Cyberspace to Your Place, Internet Marketing Secrets for Your Small Business and Professional Practice. Co-developer, co-creator, co-idea guy on mobile marketing CMS, it's mobile marketing software, and co-owner of cyberspace2yourplace.com, which is internet marketing company for our small business owners and professional practitioners. Anyway, I want to talk to you today about, and I haven't done one of these videos in a while, so welcome back. Doing a lot of text blogging lately. We wanted to kind of make the transition back into doing some videos, so here we are. Anyway, so I want to talk to you a little bit about today about the crazy glue. All right, my handwriting is really bad. All right, so that says crazy glue, internet marketing crazy glue. And the reason why I'm calling it crazy glue is because what's crazy glue, right? It's fast, it's effective, and it's strong, right? So crazy glue to your internet marketing and crazy glue to maybe your overall marketing for anything that you're for every between everything you're doing could be email. Okay, you might say, well, email, huh? Now I'm going to say email mainly in the online space, okay? Because obviously, if you're doing things offline, like print publications, and you're doing direct mail, things like that, I think they're always powerful as long as you get the right placement, the right message. But when it comes to your online marketing, email really can be the crazy glue that holds it together. But the problem with a lot of small business owners is they get these roadblocks in place when it comes to doing email marketing. And I want to help you maybe bust through those roadblocks today. And I wrote an article about this. I don't have it handy, so I'm kind of just going to go from my mind here. All right. So if I jump around a little bit, that's why. But email can be the crazy glue, fast, effective, and strong for your internet marketing because, all right, you have your social media, right? You have your website. You have your blog. You have, and over under here you have LinkedIn and Twitter and all that crap. And you have your website, and maybe you also have like a mobile website if you're really on the ball. But email can be the crazy glue that kind of holds all that together. All right, and I won't get into it in this video, but if you're on social media, a lot of your email marketing could be also posted on your blog. So if you're writing an article, you're putting out some tips or something like that, which we'll get into, they can go on your blog. From there, your blog can also link to your social media, right? Automatically, it should. And then your email goes out to the list you've been building and says, hey, check out the new blog post, right? And then you also, the people looking on social media who are not on your email list yet, they go over, they read your blog, they get on your email list because of something you offered them. Now, if that confuses you a little bit, don't worry about it. Let's talk about mainly the roadblocks here, okay? Here are the roadblocks, and I have to tell you a funny story. We stayed actually a night in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. We live in the Lakes region. We stayed in Portsmouth. And we stayed at I think a Best Western, something quick. And we got some follow-up emails from the Best Western. I was totally blown away. I'm saying, if this big hotel, which is part of, I guess, a national franchise or international franchise, can send emails to their visitors, how come, a small business owner who has less red tape to deal with, who can really has the freedom to do whatever the heck they want, how come they don't exercise their First Amendment right and send out some emails and build a list? It's really because they're either missing some of the information, they don't know, or they got these roadblocks. So one of the roadblocks to email marketing is, I don't know what to say. What am I going to say to my clients? And I learned this from T. Harv Eker. He said, if you're normal, you're boring, right? Some people, you have to be careful about. And I can see where you're getting at. You might think, well, what am I going to say that's fun? What am I going to say? It might be boring, and I agree with you. You got to be careful. Hopefully, I'm not boring, right? But you got to get the stuff out there, all right, and not be so nervous and scared to put it out there. And you got to start somewhere. Everybody who started at something, right? I heard this recently at a marketing seminar too. Every master was once a disaster. So one thing you want to think about is let's not make this be boring, right? So one way I try to make this video not be boring is be myself, of course, right? I'm a fun guy, and also wear a nice colorful shirt for you. All right, but anyway, so they have this roadblock. I was like, what am I going to say? What if I bore people? And that's a good question to ask yourself because you really don't want to bore people. So once you get beyond that, what is fun, what is interesting, what can you make interesting, what can you spin, how can you spin it so it's interesting, and then give your people, just some news. Is there a trend in your industry? I have a client in the mortgage business, and he's had it was a really good blog post. He had a sign that he wanted to show agents how to use a sign. That was a really good blog post. What he has to do is send an email and say, hey, you got to see this amazing sign. It'll get buyers calling like crazy. Here's a link. Go check it out. All right. So again, that might be, well, that's okay. Using words like it'll get buyers calling like crazy. Not being so pompous and professorial. You know what I'm saying? Just be yourself. That's one way not to be boring. Is just be a little more relaxed. Okay. I know all of us that are in business, we're fun in some way, or else we're probably not going to be in business that long, right? So just get that roadblock out, right? So what am I going to say? Again, news, tips, ideas, trends, that's what you get out there. Next roadblock. Well, email is blah, blah. Everybody gets too many emails. You're right, a lot of people do get too many emails. But the good ones, they open. Right? That's the key, And it's scary because it goes into the next roadblock is, I'm sending emails, but I'm only doing it once a month. If you're going to only send an email out once a month to the people that you've hopefully cultivated, then you shouldn't bother at all. That's another big roadblock. Because, all right, I'm doing it, but I'm only doing it once a month because I have this roadblock in my mind that people don't want to hear from me. You got to get that out of your head. People do want to hear from you if you can give them some advice and information and something fun, right? All right, so that's one roadblock. The other roadblock is, it's all about social media now. Email is dead. Email is not dead. And I have a term for people that teach social media but have never run a business, have never, sold anything. I call them social media charlatans. And unfortunately, they live by the principle of, for every third grader, there's a fourth grader. It's pretty sad. But they've never sold anything in their lives. They've never built a business, never run a business, and yet they're out there teaching social media. You got to be careful. A lot of those people, I know a lot of really savvy, smart social media people, but then there's a whole bunch of them that are what I call social media charlatans, and unfortunately they get out there and they say, it's all social media now. Email is dead. Email is not dead. Here's why. When you get your Facebook updates, when someone comments on your thread, or when someone wants to be friends on Facebook, how does Facebook get in touch with you? They send you an email. It says, Mike wants to be friends on Facebook. If you didn't get the email, you wouldn't know I wanted to be friends on Facebook. How does LinkedIn update you? How does it all work? It all comes back to email. If you want to buy something online, what do you got to do? You got to put an email address in. You see where email is not going anywhere, just like a physical postal address. Where your house, where you get mail, is not going anywhere. Hasn't gone anywhere. It's changed, but overall, it really hasn't changed. In what, 200 years? How long has the post office been around? Anyway, so those are the roadblocks to email. People thinking, I don't know what to say. I think I'm going to be boring, which is valid. When I'm doing this video and I'm talking about being boring, I'm thinking, well, Mike, shit, make sure you're not boring here, man. You wear your, go back to your South Philly roots. Wear your bracelet. Wear your watch. Make sure you wear colorful shirts. Do anything you can to make this fun because it can be boring if we're not crazy. Give it a nice title, Crazy Glue. You see what I'm getting at? There's all kind of ways to make things fun. Now, of course, if I had like a circus in here and all that kind of stuff, that would be a little more fun, but that's not the reality, right? But anyway, so get over that roadblock. Get over the roadblock that says nobody's doing this anymore. It's all social media. That is false. Don't let any social media charlatan tell you that because they are costing you money if you believe it. All right, so those are just some of the roadblocks to email marketing. If you do embrace email marketing, it can be the crazy glue, fast, effective, and strong, and fun that can really get your online marketing together. If you want some help with it, just feel free to reach out. Talk to you soon.